Your brain forgot how to shut down. That's why you're exhausted. If you wake up exhausted, even on days when you technically did nothing, you're not broken. Your brain simply forgot how to turn itself off. You wake up, and before you even open your eyes, you're already negotiating which part of your morning routine you can skip just to steal 5 more minutes of sleep. While brushing your teeth, you've already replayed arguments that will never happen, won imaginary debates with people who aren't in the room, and drafted emails you should never send. This isn't ambition. It's burnout before the engine even starts. And here's the part most people miss. Your mind isn't malfunctioning. It's responding perfectly to the system you've placed it in. In the West, we try to calm anxiety by analyzing it, labeling it, talking about it, and fighting our own thoughts. We believe the solution is to think better. In Japan, they approach it differently. They don't start with the mind. They start with the environment, the body, and behavior. Because they understand a simple biological truth. When the body leaves alert mode, the mind stops screaming. I learned this the hard way. For years, I thought I was the problem, until I realized it wasn't me. It was the structure of my life. Today isn't philosophy. It's practical. I'm going to walk you through 5 tactical principles that help reset the mind in the middle of chaos, including the only method that reliably shuts the brain down before sleep. And no, they don't start with breathing exercises or meditation. They start with something so ordinary you probably do it wrong without noticing. Because before you calm the mind, you have to teach it when the day is over. And the first mistake you're making isn't mental. It's physical. Habit 1. Create a boundary at the door. You walk into your home, but your mind is still on the highway. You step inside wearing the same shoes, carrying the traffic, the pointless meeting, and your boss's voice echoing in your head. You've turned your safe space into an extension of work. In Japan, this is unthinkable. They use something called the genkan. It's not just an entryway, it's a decompression chamber, a transition between the outside world and peace. The rule is simple. What happens outside stays outside. The switch is physical. You remove your shoes, not for cleanliness, but as a signal to the nervous system. The uniform comes off. The shift is over. You don't need to redesign your home. You only need to define that first square meter. Step out of your shoes and notice the weight lift. Here, stress walks freely through the door. There, it stops at the threshold. But protecting your home isn't enough if chaos follows you everywhere else. Which brings us to the second habit. Habit 2. Stay calm in the middle of chaos. Picture this: traffic, a pointless meeting. Someone cuts you off. Your jaw tightens. Your breathing becomes shallow. Your body thinks you're under attack, but there's no danger, just overstimulation. The loop is simple. You breathe poorly because you're stressed, and you're stressed because you're starved of oxygen. Japanese warriors trained something called fudo shin, an immovable mind. Not for peace, for clarity under pressure. It's pure physiology. Inhalation speeds the heart. Exhalation slows it down. Right now, you're accelerating downhill. Here's the rule. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Exhale for 8. Make the exhale slow, almost uncomfortable. It is neurologically impossible to remain enraged while extending the exhale. In the West, we react first and breathe later. In Japan, the body is trained so calm arrives before impulse. Now your internal reaction is under control. But if what you see around you is chaos, your mind still pays the price. Habit 3. Remove the silent noise. Look at your desk, be honest. An old receipt, a cable you don't recognize, a mug with its own ecosystem. That's not clutter, it's constant mental noise. Your brain scans everything, even when you think it doesn't. Each object out of place is a silent notification. You're burning mental energy before the day even starts. We fear empty space. If there's a gap, we fill it. In Japan, emptiness has a name: ma, not absence, capacity, mental bandwidth. You don't need to live like a monk. Just choose one surface, clear it, clean it, and watch the volume in your head drop on its own. Here, we fill space to avoid feeling. There, space exists so thinking can happen. But even with a calm environment, nightfall brings the final challenge. Habit 4. Shut the brain down before sleep. Your insomnia isn't about caffeine. It's about dragging your entire life into bed. The moment your head hits the pillow, your brain plays a greatest hits album of past mistakes and future fears. You're trying to solve tomorrow with 1% battery. There's a Japanese phrase, shikata ga nai. It cannot be helped. Not resignation. Release. To shut the engine off, you need a physical action. Think of it as clearing RAM. 1 hour before sleep, take paper and pen. Real paper. Write everything down, tasks, conversations, worries. Once it's written, the brain understands the data is stored. Process closed. Here, we treat rumination like a virtue. There, they know timing matters. Some moments are for action, others are for rest. And once rest finally arrives, the final trap appears the moment you wake up. Habit 5. Stop measuring your life against someone else's clock. Comparison is the modern toxin. You open social media for 1 second and see someone from your past seemingly miles ahead. Your brain whispers, "You're behind." False data. You're comparing your behind the scenes to someone else's highlight reel. In Japan, there's a concept called bai to rai. 4 trees: cherry, plum, peach, and apricot. All beautiful, none bloom in the same season. Imagine a plum tree panicking because the cherry bloomed first. Absurd. The cherry doesn't rush. It blooms when it's time. In the West, we live on someone else's schedule. There, every process has its season. You're not late. You're on your timeline. Close the app. Water your own tree. Final thought. You don't need to fix your life. That mindset is what trapped you in alert mode to begin with. Choose one habit. Not to optimize your life, but to tell your nervous system you're safe. When the noise drops, clarity follows. You don't need to live like you're in a trench. Anxiety isn't your identity. It's a signal. Comment which habit you'll apply this week, not for motivation, but for closure. And if you want to understand why silence can be more powerful than talking, watch the next video. It's the missing piece that makes everything click.